You finally stop. The screen goes dark. The room stays still. There is nothing urgent left to answer. That should feel like relief. But your body doesn't soften. It tightens. A quiet pressure in your chest, a restlessness under your skin, a subtle sense that you forgot something important. And then the thought arrives. You shouldn't be sitting. Not yet. Not like this. As if rest were a risk you haven't fully calculated. You try to ignore it. You scroll a little. You shift in your chair. You attempt a deeper breath. But the discomfort lingers. It doesn't shout. It suggests. You could be doing more. You're falling behind. Other people are still moving. Rest doesn't feel neutral to you. It feels undeserved. Even when you've completed everything, even when no one is asking for more, some part of you believes that stopping equals slipping. And slipping equals losing value. And maybe you don't even notice it happening. The tension feels normal. The urgency feels responsible. The restlessness feels productive. You call it discipline, but your body calls it vigilance. Somewhere in your past, effort became identity. Being useful meant being appreciated. Being responsible meant being trusted. Being productive meant you mattered. Maybe you were praised for how much you handled, for how calm you stayed, for how little you needed. Maybe you learned that exhaustion was admirable, that sacrifice was maturity, that pushing through proved strength. So a rule formed quietly inside you. Your place is secured through effort. When you are doing, you are safe. When you are achieving, you are seen. But when you are still, who confirms your worth? What if the guilt isn't about rest? What if it's about identity? If you are not improving, not producing, not carrying something, who are you? And who might you fear would see you differently? The discomfort may not be laziness. It may be withdrawal from the role that once protected you. The body holds on to rules long after the environment changes. A nervous system trained in vigilance does not relax just because the task is done. If slowing down once led to criticism, to subtle disappointment, to being overlooked, rest will not feel peaceful. It will feel exposed. Your shoulders remain slightly lifted. Your thoughts scan for unfinished edges. Your breathing never fully drops. You sit still, but your system stays mobilized. You interpret that activation as guilt, but it may be something older, a survival pattern, confusing stillness with danger. When you try to rest, your system searches for threat. It looks for what's unfinished, for what might go wrong, for what could be improved. Because slowing down once meant losing something. So, your body stays prepared, even when nothing is happening. You are not lazy. You are patterned. You don't feel guilty because you're resting. You feel guilty because exhaustion once confirmed your value. But exhaustion is not proof of worth. Rest is not betrayal. It is unfamiliar. And unfamiliar feels unsafe when your identity was built on effort. So when you rest, notice the voice that rises. Whose approval is it protecting? Whose expectations is it enforcing? And what would change if you didn't have to earn the right to be still? Stay with that. Because what you call guilt may simply be an outdated rule that helped you survive, but no longer helps you live. Rest may feel uncomfortable at first, not because it's wrong, but because it interrupts a rule you've been following for years. And when a rule feels old, it doesn't disappear immediately. It softens slowly, with repetition, with awareness, with permission. If this resonated with you, you're not alone here. Quiet clarity is a space to question the patterns you were taught to normalize. If this gave you something to reflect on, consider subscribing. You can also share this with someone who struggles to rest without guilt. Sometimes clarity begins with a quiet conversation.